freaks, get coke seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek, drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat. She took a look.
Hey guys, hold on. Hey guys, it's Naya here and I'm back with another video. And today I will be reacting to Americans Are All Wrong About Tyla from The Groove on YouTube. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into it, you guys.
When I was small, I just wanted people to see South African culture, just to share my culture, and it's been really fun, but also difficult because not a lot of people understand it. I've had to get used to detaching myself from the people that don't really care that much to learn about it.
She's annoying, that girl.
What?
When she shows up in support of the music, she comes off like a... Armand Wiggins says, hey, I don't think I like Tyla's personality. I think someone needs to check her because she doesn't understand American culture at all. I could not agree more with this.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
In a viral interview, the South African singer Tyla sat down with Charlemagne the God on The Breakfast Club. The interview felt quite awkward and Tyla was visibly uncomfortable. And then came the question. So why do you call yourself colored? A tense silence followed. This controversy revealed a deeper misunderstanding of Tyla, not just as an artist, but as a personality trying to bridge two vastly different worlds. Why is a South African artist facing such scrutiny in the US? Why is she being pigeonholed as an Afro beats artist when her sound is rooted in a completely different genre? And what does this tell us about how American audiences misunderstand and sometimes even misrepresent African artists? In July 2023, Tyla released Water, the lead single for her upcoming debut album. The song's release was met with immediate enthusiasm and spread like wildfire across TikTok, where users embraced a dance challenge that brought South African dance moves into the limelight.
Y'all, I could do the water challenge, but like I would never post it because I feel like it's like too much colossal going on. I'm gonna shake the world up with my big ass. Say, let me stop. But yeah, like that challenge it started to get annoying because like people kept doing it like OMG, and some people was looking freaking crazy. I'm sorry, not gonna lie, it was real bad. And I just like, please stop.
Infectious melody and lyrics connected with listeners in ways that few South African songs had managed before and drew them into the rhythms of Johannesburg. The true impact of the song was felt in October when it entered the Billboard Hot 100 at number 67, making Tyla the first South African solo artist to achieve this milestone since Hugh Masekela's Grazing in the Grass in 1968. It was a rare and historic achievement, but the journey didn't stop there. Water continued to climb and eventually peaked at number 7. For Tyla, this accomplishment was deeply personal, a validation of her artistic vision, but it also had broader implications. Her success signaled a shift in the global music landscape.
She reminds me of
and highlighted
Beyonce.
The potential of South African music to captivate audiences worldwide. It challenged the American music industry's narrow focus on Afro beats and proved that South African genres like Amapiano could also transcend borders. Tyla's win for the first ever Best African Music Performance Award at the 2024 Grammys was a landmark moment. She competed against well-established artists like Burna Boy, Davido, and Ira Star, and her victory confirmed the growing global recognition of South African music. But recognition also brings challenges. At the 2024 MTV Video Music Awards, Tyla won the Best Afrobeats Award for her viral hit Water. This made her the first South African artist to ever win a VMA, a monumental achievement that she described as bittersweet. While she was honored to represent her country on such a grand stage, she highlighted a recurring issue, the tendency to lump all African music under the Afrobeats label.
There's a tendency to group all African artists under Afrobeat. African music is so diverse. It's more than just Afrobeats. I Africa. I represent Amapiano.
She reminded the audience that African music is far more diverse and encompasses a multitude of genres, each with its own history and cultural significance. Amapiano, the genre that forms the foundation of Tyla's music, originated in South Africa in the early 2010s. It's a genre defined by its deep, atmospheric blend of house, jazz, and lounge music elements. Its rhythms are driven by percussive beats and log drums, which are meant to create a groove that is both smooth and bass-heavy. Amapiano's tempo is often slower and suited to dance floors as well as laid-back listening environments. It emerged from South Africa's township music scenes and was meant to express the everyday experiences of those communities. It's a sound that carries with it the essence of a distinctly South African identity, making it a deeply personal genre for artists like Tyla who are looking to share their roots with the world. On the other hand, Afrobeats traces its roots back to West Africa, especially Nigeria and Ghana. It evolved as a vibrant fusion of highlife, traditional African rhythms, funk, hip-hop, and electronic dance music. Afrobeat songs are characterized by their dynamic rhythms and intricate layers of percussion. These features have made the genre a global phenomenon, with artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido leading the charge into international markets. Tyla's music, while occasionally borrowing elements from Afrobeats, does not conform to its structure or tempo. Labeling her an Afrobeat artist risks erasing the cultural specificity that informs her work. By positioning herself as an Amapiano artist, she insists on recognition for the unique history and identity of her sound. She's also taken deliberate steps to further carve out a musical space she calls pop piano. By blending Amapiano's signature rhythms with pop's catchy hooks and R&B's smooth vocals, Tyla creates songs that feel both fresh and familiar. This fusion allows her music to appeal to a wide audience and makes it accessible to listeners who might be unfamiliar with South Africa's music scene. Tracks like Water or Truth or Dare embody the essence of this genre with their layered beats, deep bass lines, and catchy melodies. The result is a sound that invites listeners into a world that is simultaneously South African and global. Tyla's debut album was released in March 2024 and further solidified her place in the industry. It was seen as a successful introduction to her unique musical identity. But not all feedback was glowing. While many lauded her verse,
her art music video, oh my gosh. It was so beautiful. Her outfit, her hair, her voice, the scenery was amazing. Like, that's so dope.
versatility, some reviews suggested that certain tracks lacked the distinctiveness that had defined her earlier hits. Yet for an artist just beginning to navigate the complexities of global stardom, the willingness to experiment with a genre of her own making is itself a bold statement. Tyla's choice to center her debut around a sound she's helping to define suggests a willingness to take risks and establish her identity on her own terms. It sets her apart from other emerging artists and positions her not just as a follower of global music trends, but as a trailblazer capable of influencing them. Despite some critical reservations, the album's commercial success spoke volumes. It quickly achieved gold status in the United States and sold over 500,000 units shortly after release. This reception not only demonstrated Tyla's growing influence, but also suggested that listeners are ready for something different. Tyla's rise in the US market has often sparked comparisons to global superstars like Rihanna and Aaliyah. The comparison between Tyla and Rihanna primarily centers on their shared qualities as pop icons with an air of authenticity and self-confidence. But strategies they adopted to launch their careers are actually very different. Rihanna's ascent into the US market followed a more direct approach, guided by an early relocation from Barbados to the United States at age 16 and her positioning as a mainstream pop artist. Hits like SOS and Umbrella quickly made her a household name in America, with high-profile collaborations and a pop-centric style that cemented her dominance on the charts. Rihanna's
are making this hard. Turn again, sleep at night. SOS me, someone help me.
path was crafted for swift mainstream appeal, whereas Tyla's journey has been more of a gradual introduction of a foreign music genre to global audiences. In reality, Tyla's story bears a striking resemblance to Shakira's entry into the American market. Much like Shakira, who gained prominence in her native Colombia in the 90s before transitioning to the English-speaking world in the 2000s, Tyla first made a name for herself in South Africa. She then aimed to bring her distinctive sound to a broader international audience. Tyla's efforts to popularize Amapiano in the United States echo Shakira's introduction of Latin and Middle Eastern elements to American pop culture. When Shakira released Laundry Service, she managed to maintain the essence of her Latin identity while adapting her sound with pop rock elements that appealed to American listeners. Similarly, Tyla's pop piano acts as a bridge, allowing her to retain her South African essence while making her music more accessible to a global audience. Shakira, with her belly dancing and Latin ballads, had to introduce these foreign elements to audiences unfamiliar with their cultural significance. Tyla faces a similar challenge as she tries to bring the complex rhythms and groove of Amapiano to American listeners who are still learning to appreciate its distinctive sound. This process of translation, both musically and culturally, requires a delicate balance between preserving authenticity and making adjustments that allow for broader acceptance. But unlike Shakira, Tyla's introduction to the American music scene came with an unexpected challenge.
She is
navigating
so
the complexities
pretty.
of racial identity
I can't stop
across different
saying
cultural
it.
landscapes.
She is so...
Her rise to fame brought with it a wave of scrutiny regarding her ethnicity, particularly in the aftermath of a controversial interview on The Breakfast Club. When Charlamagne the God questioned Tyla about her identification as colored, the exchange became tense. The American interpretation of the term colored carries a painful history tied to segregation and the Jim Crow era. But in South Africa, colored is a term with specific historical and social significance, referring to people of mixed ancestry. The term gained official status under apartheid through the Population Registration Act of 1950, which categorized South Africans into 4 main racial groups: Black, White, Indian, and Colored. Colored individuals were defined by their mixed ancestry, and while they shared cultural and linguistic ties with both Black and White communities, they were never fully accepted into either, resulting in a sense of marginalization that persists to this day. Tyla comes from a diverse background that includes Indian, Zulu, Mauritian, and Irish roots, which makes her colored in South Africa. For American audiences, the confusion surrounding Tyla's identification as colored is rooted in a different historical context. In the US, racial identity has often been framed through a binary lens, shaped by the legacy of the one-drop rule, which categorizes anyone with African ancestry as Black. This starkly different approach to racial categorization means that Tyla's assertion of being colored is often interpreted as a denial of her Black identity.
Yeah, I could see how, like, people would feel that way. I mean, I get it. I mean, but then at the same time, it's really confusing. But you can't, like, put anybody into a box sometimes, like, because some people are, like, mixed. So, like, I don't know how that would, I don't know. But yeah, I think Americans, well, us as Americans, we want everybody to, like, you know, yeah, the one drop rule is still like, I feel like everybody think if you look that way, that's what you are, and that's all you're gonna say you are. But at the same time, she is African, and she's been, you know, she's not from America, so she doesn't have the same identity that y'all would want her to stand by, I guess. But yeah.
Tyla, this label is a recognition of her specific cultural heritage in South Africa, not a rejection of any part of herself. This disconnect between South African and American racial narratives reveals the challenges Tyla faces in the global spotlight. The portrayal of Tyla in American media can sometimes reveal deeper stereotypes and misconceptions about African artists. For instance, her 2024 BET Awards performance featured exotic visuals like dancers in tiger print bodysuits and an elephant statue. These choices likely meant to convey the vibrancy of African culture. But such imagery taps into outdated tropes by framing Africa as a wild, homogenous landscape. This overlooks the modern and diverse cultural expressions that artists like Tyla embody, especially the urban influences that shape genres like Amapiano. The issues surrounding Tyla's perception and representation in American media became even more apparent after she won the Best Afrobeats Award at the 2024 MTV Video Music Awards. What could have been a celebration of her artistry on a global stage was overshadowed by a viral incident where she asked Lil Nas X and Halle Bailey to hold her award. Social media quickly labeled her an uppity African, a term laden with stereotypes. Being called uppity suggests that Tyla's confidence is seen as out of place. This reaction exposes a double standard for African artists. While their Western peers are praised for their self-assurance, African artists are often expected to remain humble and grateful for their opportunities, rather than asserting themselves on the global stage. As Tyla's journey shows, breaking into the American market as an African artist isn't just about catchy beats and viral dance trends. It's about navigating cultural minefields, challenging stereotypes, and staying true to a sound that's rooted in a different part of the world. Her story is a reminder that sometimes what might seem like a misunderstanding is really an opportunity to open up a bigger conversation about culture and identity. Tyla's rise asks us to think about what we expect from international artists and whether we're open to embracing their stories on their own terms. The story of Water going viral isn't just a victory for Tyla, it's a chance for all of us to learn more about the depth and diversity of African music beyond the labels we've grown comfortable with. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more video essays that dig beneath.
So, I just feel like, it's a complex situation, but I feel like we should just leave people alone. Like, some things is serious, but then some things is not that serious. Let's just enjoy the music and embrace her culture. We all know that she is she's mixed or where she came from. If she denies her blackness or saying that she's black, we all know what she is and what she's not. So it's kind of like, she is saying that she's African. Okay, but if she say that she's black, but she doesn't have the same culture, it's kind of confusing because either way she doesn't fit into not the standard, but the idea of a black person or in America. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't judge her for, but maybe she needs to explain herself a little more. But I feel like she shouldn't have to explain herself to everybody. We should just appreciate her music and move on, because I don't know, I just feel like we all know what she is, so what is the point of making her feel bad or pressuring her to say that she's black or whatever? And I don't feel like she was uppity for passing her trophy over. She asked him to hold it. I feel like everybody is human, and I feel like everybody everybody now is super sensitive and try to make a problem out of anything, and it's really not that serious. It's not a life or death situation, and it's really not that disrespectful. I don't know, but I don't know, maybe y'all comment down below y'all opinions on it. And yeah, I had a great day. I hope you had a great day. And bye.